Hello and welcome to the ASAP Vlog series. My name is Chrissy Civic. I'm a career coach and a corporate trainer, and I'm also a very proud former administrative professional. In this video, I'm going to share some strategies for success when you're studying Module 2 of the PACE certification program. Module 2 covers task and project management, which are both highly relevant topic areas for administrative professionals. You are constantly bombarded with more work, and you need practical strategies to capture and prioritize it all. As a PACE certified professional, we want you to be capable of meeting the incredibly high demands of the modern workplace while also delivering a consistently high quality of work. Doing a lot and doing it well is hard, but that's the job of an admin. And that's why task and project management deserves its own module in the PACE certification program. In this video series, I'm walking you through 3 steps to success for each module. The first step is to self-assess. Then we focus on key concepts and terminology. And finally, we apply the learning to real life. So let's talk about the first part of the process, self-assessment. On the following slides, we're going to look at the main topics of this module. As we go through them, I want you to consider your current level of comfort with them on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 is, I have no idea what this even means, and 10 is, I'm already an expert on this. To help you in your self-assessment process, you may also want to consider these questions. How much study have you done on this topic already? Have you read books on time management, project management, and productivity? Or have you attended workshops or classes? How much hands-on experience do you have with this topic? Are you already employing tried and true time management strategies in your daily work life? If you haven't done any outside study and you're basing your knowledge solely on firsthand experience, please know that is perfectly fine. But recognize that you might have a little more to learn when it comes to knowing the specific terminology and names of the concepts you've perhaps been employing naturally in your work. And lastly, what feedback have you gotten from others regarding your abilities with this topic? Have people told you you're amazingly organized? Or have people asked for your advice or leadership for managing projects? Or have you received feedback from others that pointed out certain weaknesses in your time management practices? All right, at this point, you may want to pause the video and pull out a piece of paper so you can jot down your self-assessment rating as we go through each content area. The Task and Project Management module has a total of 9 sections. So on the following slides, you'll see each section noted at the top with its section number. Beneath each header, you'll also see the main subsections. So let's go through each, and if you need to pause the video to think about your comfort level with a certain topic area, please do so. There's no need to rush this process. Section 2.1, the overview, covers the following topics: effective versus efficient, task versus project. Section 2.2, project management, covers the following topics: overview, which essentially has all of your important definitions, the stages of a project, and tools for managing projects. Section 2.3, task management, really only has one subsection, and you see it here: task collection and organization. Section 2.4, task processing strategies, covers the following topics: multitasking versus serial tasking, batching, time blocking, and systems improvement. Section 2.5, time management, covers the following topics: managing time wasters, mastering technology, and prioritizing work. Section 2.6, event and meeting management, covers the following topics: pre-meeting or event, meeting rules and minutes, post-meeting and event. Section 2.7, travel management, covers the following topics: travel planning and expense reporting. Section 2.8, email management, covers the following topics: processing email, managing email for others, and Outlook tools. And lastly, Section 2.9, workspace management, covers the following topics: physical space, paper filing, and digital filing. Okay, so that's all of the main topics and subtopics in the Task and Project Management module. Looking back at your rating sheet, I want you to consider a few more questions. Overall, how do you feel about the module as a whole? What areas do you think you might need to spend a little more time in? And what areas are already your strengths? This self-assessment process we've just been through should give you some really good information when you're planning how to allocate your time and attention for studying. Now that you're done with the self-assessment, it's time to focus on key concepts and terminology. This is all about breaking your study materials down into bite-sized pieces, making them more manageable for studying. If you've watched any of the other training videos in this series, you already know why the terminology component is so important. It's not just about understanding the concept. But to reiterate, we want to make sure that all PACE certified admins are using a shared language. How we speak about our work plays an important role in how we think about it and how others think about it. We want to use a professional, consistent vocabulary that accurately describes our role. Let's look at just a small handful of the key concepts and terms from the Task and Project Management module. To be clear, this is nowhere near all of them. It's just a small selection of some important ones. It should give you an idea of the types of things we want you paying attention to. For example, in the top row you see the 5 stages of project management, the 5 traits of effective systems, and the time management matrix. Beneath the concept, I've also provided the section number for your reference. You are welcome to pause the video and take a screenshot of this for your own use while studying. But again, remember, this is not a complete list. You'll want to go through the module and make your own list of key concepts and terminology throughout each section. You're probably going to end up with dozens. These are really the things that deserve the most attention while studying. And now we come to the third step in the process, which is the incredibly important application piece. We want to fully integrate your learning, and to do that, you need to apply what you've learned to your own work situations. Again, if you've watched any of the other training videos in this series, you already know that my favorite strategy to help with learning application is to ask yourself questions specifically related to what you're studying. Questions are such a powerful tool. When we plant a question in our minds, it's a signal to the brain to get to work thinking about it. And ultimately, that thought process can shift our behaviors as well. Now, let's look at some examples of the kinds of questions you might want to ask yourself as you're reviewing the Module 2 study materials. In Section 2.2.2, about the stages of project management, you might ask yourself something like this: how well does my current project management process align with the 5-step process? What new strategies can I employ for future projects? In Section 2.5.2, about time wasters, you may ask yourself, what are my biggest time wasters right now? And what can I do to minimize and manage them? In Section 2.6.3, about meeting minutes, you may ask yourself, what strategies do I currently use for creating meeting minutes, and how can I improve upon them for the future? In Section 2.8.1, about email processing, you may ask yourself, how am I processing email, and am I following the best practices recommended? If not, which ones can I start applying? In Section 2.9.1, about workspace management, you may ask yourself, does my physical workspace reflect the kind of professional I am and want to be? If not, what needs to change? Once you come up with a question, your brain immediately starts trying to find an answer. You can, of course, discuss these things with a colleague, a mentor, or trusted advisor, which is just a really great way to solidify your learning and increase your retention even more. You can also spend some time writing your answers out, or just sit silently and meditate on the questions while you're engaging in other daily activities. It totally depends on your style. Everyone is different, so do what works best for you. I hope you've found these strategies useful. Remember to take breaks as you're working. This is academic material and it can be very mentally draining. You need time to digest the information and let it fully sink in. Step away from your studies for a little while, and when you come back, you'll feel renewed and ready to jump back in. Once again, I'm Chrissy Civic, presenting on behalf of the American Society of Administrative Professionals. Thank you so much for watching.